How to play both sides of anti-eco rounds. Anti-eco rounds happen when one team has to save money and the other team knows it, which would change how you approach the round. Pistols and SMGs offer more mobility than rifles in the op, but if you aren't careful, you can easily be overrun by even one enemy who catches you off guard, which gives them your expensive rifle and a chance to now win the round. If you're saving on CT side, nade stacking and playing in groups are very effective, especially if one or two players can afford a weapon better than a pistol. You can also have one player buy an incendiary grenade and stack it with the grenade when you hear a rush coming. The grenade will slow down the enemies when it explodes, which will keep them in the fire for longer. After you've thrown utility, you need to start chipping away at damage, letting the terrorists put themselves in positions they can get crossfired in. Don't be afraid to lurk around as a duo or trio. If you can catch one terrorist off guard and get their weapon, you'll have a much better chance of winning the round. For T side, nade stacking and molotovs are a little less effective, but if you're certain a player is going to play a certain spot, for example in Con on Mirage, then go for a nade stack. Smokes and flashbangs will get you onto the site and get CTs moving, but only if you have good utility use and map control. If you take too long on your entry, the CTs will eventually get enough map control to know where you are, which makes it much harder to win than it already is. You can rush the site, fake a site, or execute a site, but you need to commit to a plan and stick together. Splitting up can still work on T side by sending players with pistols off to catch the rotates. Catching a rifler off guard and spamming them with bullets is almost a guaranteed kill when there's two of you. Planting the bomb is your main priority, especially if you don't have weapons, so that you can put the pressure onto the CTs and guarantee good money for the next round. For the post plant, make sure you have at least two players ready to disrupt the plant, and the other players need to keep their CTs distracted as long as possible. You'll kill them as they overswing because of the bomb timer, or you'll make them save if they had a bad retake. Playing on the anti-eco side, the main thing you want to do is not underestimate the pistols, and be smart. To know if the enemies are saving, look at the loss bonus, the rounds that they've won in a row, what weapons they had last round, and how many of them died. For example, if the enemies lost last round, no loss bonus, they've won 2 rounds where they lost almost all their team. All these things together, and they're going to be saving and buying pistols and utility. Use utility to keep groups of enemies from rushing you, or clear corners. One Molotov or grenade can easily stop the enemy's plans and make them panic, which only helps you know what they're trying to do. What you mainly don't want is to run towards the enemies for any reason. This gives them a 50-50 gunfight, even with the pistol. Without rushing them, it's more like a 90-10 gunfight. If you happen to be opping when the enemy is saving, always be with somebody. A common strat for eco rounds is to rush the op, since they at most can kill one player before they get overwhelmed. If you're with a rifler, that shuts the whole plan down. Do you have some good strats for save rounds or anti-ecos? Leave them in the comments so we can discuss and help players learn. If you learned something new, be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you and goodbye.